this situation. I've been feeling so unappreciated. Everything I do ain't enough.
So we just recorded.
Only one.
Everything I do ain't enough.
We can.
Well, in midstream talking about readers, I think it's important to have a cute pair of readers at our age. Everyone, don't leave home without it. It's like Amex. And
Readers.
next topic.
How did we get on readers?
So basically, we are also in our office discussing our current deals, one of which, this is in real time, just precipitated in a way we didn't expect.
Right.
We had a listing in Mount Washington. It was beautiful. And when I say beautiful, I mean it needs a lot of work. But
Whoa. Beautiful is...
it's got a lot of potential.
Yeah. A lot of potential.
It is probably done on the out in the twos.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the in. We have it down at 1575, but the tenants just moved out and it needs everything. So basically for even like a developer or a flipper to get their hands on it, it would need to be like a blank canvas. Like you'd have to do carpeting that you wouldn't keep. You'd have to paint the whole house.
Right.
So it's still thousands of dollars, like maybe $8,000 on the, as the investment to try to get your price. I think eight to 10.
Yeah.
To make it sort of a canvas where people could even think straight to see what's possible, right?
Right.
Because it's sort of in disarray.
Well, it has some deferred maintenance.
Yes. So we were talking at length with the seller about our client, about what to do and running the numbers. And she opted, I feel impressed by her. She opted to put the work in and gut it and make it gorgeous. And then try to go for the number with the 2 in front of it. Which
That's
is
a great idea.
I mean, like, actually, it's funny. I kind of played devil's advocate. I said it's sort of an uncertain time.
Right.
You know, your bird in hand because you're up there with the square footage and the way it is. You're up there in the 1.5s as is without spending much at all. And so she's probably going to put a few hundred into it and hope for, a 2-3 house. And we're going to sell the heck out of it. So either way,
it's a good idea.
It didn't change for us. The timeline, the house got better for us to sell, and the timeline is a little bit longer, but she's still in her pipeline, and I think it's awesome that she's going to attempt to do that. You and I have flipped our share of places. It's like every dollar you spend, if it's well appointed, you make money on the out. It's great.
Well, the way it used to be is you used to watch the TV show about flipping, and then you'd ask Grandma to give you some money, and then you'd go to your friend who you knew could lift a hammer.
Yeah.
And your other buddy who would be able to lift a paintbrush.
As owner builder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just do it and put it back on the market, and if it all fell apart in a week,
so be it.
The transaction's already closed.
Now it's much more stringent. You really need like a list of who you worked with and the contractors and the permits,
bonded, everything.
Evidence that the permits are pulled and closed.
Warranties.
Yep. Yeah. All of that. That reminds me, I just thought when we're done with this, we have to send that lease over to, we need to send an executed. Just FYI, anyone who ever sends a lease, ask for a copy of it, right? So you have it, a fully executed lease.
Yeah,
I'll tell you later.
Tell me now. We're in a podcast.
No, it's
you might as well tell me
Silver
what
Lake house. We have to send over the executed lease. We're gonna do it.
Oh,
it's just there's always channels going in my head.
Yes.
Anyway.
All right, that's fine. And this is a stream of consciousness podcast.
Well, until we have a guest, you're really stuck with us.
Daisy's our guest today. Daisy, you're a guest today.
Full of life.
That's it.
So I wanted to talk about today our favorite deals we've ever been involved with.
Oh, favorite deals. You mean like the one where papers had to be signed by 10:30? And
the one where
called
you went to, I know which one you're talking about.
There was an international ring on
the one where you went to Mexico?
Phone. Yeah, I had to find him in Mexico and get him to sign the papers.
I love that.
And he said, not until we have some margaritas. Had a house on the beach in Mexico. And I got to the house. I found the house because I found the car.
What was I doing? I guess
I had
was
to talk
pregnant.
my way through the gate, but I had a Carnegie convertible, loud as shit. And the guy at the gate was like, "Way."
I can't believe that
Nice car.
Carnegie made it down to Mexico.
I can't either. Never thought. It not only made it down, it made it back.
The fact that you made it back. It's kind of amazing. With signatures.
With signatures, yeah.
That is kind of
crazy.
a fun, adventurous deal that you had going. Where you
Oh
had to
my
track
gosh.
someone down.
Well, and the fact that I guess what it was that the foreshadowing of saying, hey, tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m., these have to be signed because everything's like dominoes, has to go down the line.
Yeah.
And he just looked at oh, yeah.
Famous last words.
Must have been, it must
Is
have
this
been
before DocuSign?
10 minutes. Oh, yeah, it was before Well, I couldn't get
No.
DocuSign into Mexico.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Yeah.
That's what it was. It needed to be wet signatures.
Wet. Oh, God. Don't ever say that again.
Well, there's a thing. It's called
It could
wet
be-
signatures.
It could be worse. It could be moist.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine?
You know, some of my favorite deals that we've done involve multiple deals going at the same time because it's like a puzzle pieces, right?
Yeah.
Like I always find that very inspiring. Like they're going to buy a house, they're going to sell their house. There's a tight timeline because they fall in love with a house. Then we got to unload the other one. Like it feels like you're on like a game show or like an HGTV show with like a clock.
Well, what
which
about
is fun.
What about the one where they sold the house in L.A., buying a house in another state?
Right. I know what you're talking
The person selling the house in the other state, the seller of that house,
Yes. Bought
was-
another house.
is
Like dominoes.
buying another house that's contingent upon that sale, and that sale is contingent upon the sale of the house in L.A.
Yes.
And the
It's like a
house in
of
L.A.,
cards.
the agent for the house in L.A.
Disappeared.
went to Vegas.
And disappeared. We could not get a hold of him.
and his assistants. Remember his assistants were like,
That was one of the most stressful deals. And
Yeah.
we were friends with the clients, and they were really upset. Like, they're like, where is that agent? And we're like, we're just trying everything.
Well, it was the
It all worked
communicate.
out.
It had to be. At one point, I was on the phone with the selling agent in the other state
Right.
and the buying agent and the selling agent
Right. Because you all have to
of the
coordinate.
house in the other state.
Well, sometimes people
and it was
recommend
all
using the
relying
same.
upon my words, of which I had to convince the other agent on the buy side of LA to allow me to work with somebody else in his office while he was checked out.
Oh my God,
I think he
that's
was.
such
I think he had already spent the commission.
Oh God.
He was spending the commission
Also, he
as
was a
the
popular,
transaction.
He was a popular agent who had done a lot of transactions. There was
Yeah,
no
I
reason
haven't
it should
seen
have
his
gone that
name
way.
in it.
Also, well, I
Where-
haven't seen him lately, but also,
Have you seen his name anywhere?
No.
No, I haven't seen his name.
but he came in. He
It
was
will
like
re-
involved
He will
with.
remain nameless on our show.
Definitely. He came in like guns blazing. I just remember the open house. It was like the Wild West. It was like the saloon doors swung open.
Oh my God.
And he came in with these influencers.
Oh
who
yeah,
were,
the YouTubers. They had did they have a podcast?
I don't know. They have a lot.
Are we
going
gonna
on.
get like that?
I think we're too old.
Swinging doors, swinging the door
Swinging
open.
the door open, and basically came in and said they want it.
Oh my
Name
God.
the price, and they can do it, and all this. It was crazy. So we thought they were kind of like big swinging dicks, all of them, right? We
Whoa.
we were impressed.
Can you say that on a
I
podcast?
think you can say whatever you want.
Oh yeah, I guess you can.
I wouldn't say it on the day. I'm planning on having our children on it at some point and talking about real estate with them, just to see if we can glean any knowledge about what
Well,
they
the
think
one
we
thing-
do for a living.
Right. And the one thing I know is they're probably not going to go back and watch anything that we have done.
No,
because
I
they're
think
not.
it's like
they're the
well,
least.
we played a little bit for Griffin in the car yesterday, our
The
11-year-old,
least
and
interested.
even I had to turn it off. I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, just
Well, yeah.
watching him cringe
Right.
to watch me try to do something was painful.
Oh my God. He
Like
was
I'm
like Daisy.
so embarrassing.
Daisy.
I'm
Daisy.
mortifying. She's okay. She's just resting.
She won't even get up now.
She's done. She's Sylvia plathing it over there. She looks
But she's
depressed.
our first guest, and
She's
look,
fine.
Daisy.
She looks sad. She looks sad, but she's fine. She's just resting. She's not as sad. as
She had a big
looks.
night at the
She's got a
bonfire
good-
last night.
She's got a happy life. Daisy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Simple.
Bonfire.
Simple and happy.
Did you mention?
Oh no, we went to the bonfire on the first day. So we have a bonfire in our neighborhood,
Which
that
is weird,
precipitated during the
Because
pandemic.
we live in L.A. We live in.
It is sort of offbeat. It's cool though.
Well, it started in the pandemic as like a hey, let's check in on neighbors.
Yeah.
It's not really a bonfire. It's a little fire pit, but it's in the street. Cops
think
have
it's
come.
nice.
Fire department has come.
Do they care?
They're like, as long as you cover it, and we have buckets of water everywhere and hoses.
It
and,
is kind of a
know.
nice feature of our street, though. It's like a dead end street, and everyone's
Well,
friends, and it's
yeah,
sweet.
I mean,
I love our street.
but Daisy had a big night, as you can see at the bonfire.
Well, she has a boyfriend who lives next door. She has Hobie.
Hobie.
He's
She
like
has.
a big muscly dog.
I think she's sleeping on Hobie's toys because she keeps stealing his toys. Hobie.
I love Daisy.
Hobie. Hobie. Yeah. There she
That's
is.
her boy. That's
It's
her.
all right.
That's her side piece.
So
I was
our-
wondering what you thought about this.
What?
How I'm excited to get my Botox today.
Oh my God! Really? Botox?
I know you don't approve.
Do I need Botox?
But it works so much. It works
Well,
so well under my eyes. I love it so much.
My friend.
About a week after I get it, it looks amazing. It'll take a week.
It's botulism.
I know. It's so amazing, though. I really am converted. I like it a lot. I don't do anything else to anything. I don't spend much on my beauty, health, and fitness. But
isn't
that's
there,
my
like-
ultimate indulgence.
I guess
It's
what it
only
is,
every
it's one of
4
those things
months.
where you go, okay, well, is it something that you like in 10 years? But it's already been around for so long, so it doesn't even really matter.
No, and I think the ticket is getting if you're wanting to do it, getting in front of some of the wrinkles. Where it's like it's not corrective; it's like preventative. It sort of freezes your face
Right.
from wrinkling.
But it has. How long has it been around?
I think it was more cost prohibitive at some point, and like sort of a sport of the wealthy, and now it's just like for the people. I think
Right.
I think most people I know
the
my
question
age are
of how
dabbling
long
in
has it been around? Like
I don't know.
they weren't doing it in the 70s.
No, but I would say 20 years ago, maybe 20 years ish.
God,
Like I remember
20
working
years.
at Lowry's waiting tables, and those women were getting it. But it
Oh,
was considered kind of fancy and expensive back then. Now it's like more accessible, I think.
you can pick it up
I think
at
the prices came down.
Rite Aid
You can pick up a special.
behind the cabinets.
But
did you
that
say
leads me to the
Yeah.
question, how much do you think your appearance matters in real estate? It doesn't. It doesn't not matter.
I think it depends on the client. I mean, I've worked with real estate agents who almost looked homeless.
I mean, if you have a good realtor is a good realtor. It doesn't matter. You're not trying to get into like a relationship with them. But
No,
you watch
but-
these shows,
Right.
and everyone's dressed like a high-end escort, and you're wondering,
Oh yeah, like
is that like something
yeah.
that I'm missing the boat on?
yeah.
No,
Well,
I
I
can't
think
get over
when you
some
get
of the
to-
outfits on those shows.
Yeah, but I
Specifically
mean-
Selling Sunset.
Right. I don't think they're. I mean, you got to think that there's designers that want their stuff on.
I don't think they're
There's-
designers. I don't know if they're all designer. I think some of it's fast fashion paired with some designer bag knockoffs or real bags.
You
or
don't
real
think
bags.
there's designers that are pitching that show saying, "Hey, can you get our stuff on those?"
Maybe.
Because everybody's thin and it's like
I just don't know if
models
it's a
wearing
way
it and-
to. I don't know if it's a way to launch because they don't discuss what they're wearing ever. Like how would it ever?
ever. They don't
Not
say
really.
what.
They just throw it on and get to stepping.
Does it say it in the end commercials?
No.
Or the end credits?
No.
No?
And
Daisy?
I think there's definitely some fast fashion on those shows.
Yeah,
Right?
I bet
Not
there's
to
probably.
point fingers. I'm sure some of
So
it's
wait, when you
designed.
say is this fast fashion?
Is it from Amazon?
This
mean,
one, this one might be. Yeah.
Then maybe.
I don't know.
Then maybe.
It was bright on the website, and then I was like, oh,
But
that.
most of your clothing is not because you love those vintage Hawaiian shirts. I would say that's part of your signature.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but the one
point is,
thing
do
I
you
couldn't
think
find
it's-
in Hawaii was like, I mean, I'm sure there's a shop. I just wasn't. I wasn't keyed into the right information network to tell me where that shop was that sold the Hawaiian shirts. And then I found some that were like $1,200, and I was like, this is
you
like
could really go down a rabbit hole
falling
with
apart.
that Hawaiian stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know that it lasts a long time.
some of it
Some
I
of them
think
do.
lasts, but I mean, you're right. It's some of it's just like meh.
So back to my question.
Oh,
Do you think that? I mean, I would say this. I would say that now that I'm older, I feel like it has helped my career. I feel like looking really young is not great in real estate, unless you're trying to attract a bachelor who wants to like go out with you. I mean, I don't know. For me, I find that having a little more gravitas has been probably good for my image.
yeah.
By gravitas, I mean crow's feet.
Well, yeah, somebody like. I mean, can you say names on the show?
I mean, what are you gonna say?
Who's the? All right.
Well, don't say anything mean.
I won't say anything mean. But we just saw this documentary about a beach show that was one of the most popular beach shows that there was ever. A beach show.
A beach show, like a wow. This is a vague.
And it was
elevator
about
pitch.
some
Is
lifeguards.
it nonfiction or? Oh, Baywatch. Oh no, we're not going to use names. No.
Oh yeah.
That's catty.
Right. No, but I'm saying like it's a dapper gentleman
so
who's
handsome.
like, and you're just, and you.
It's a guy who was on Baywatch who sells real estate, who used to be a
Los
model
Angeles.
and now is like a grown up, but he's still so handsome as a grown up.
I mean, you just can't get over it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And
so,
he's
I mean,
also happily married to like a beautiful woman. They live in. They
Oh,
like
yeah,
sell a
the
lot of
kids
houses
and
and
they
sell a lot of
yeah.
houses right near us. We've met him a lot.
Right.
He's
no,
a
he's
really
he's
nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Now you're all going to Google who this is, but he's
Right.
so handsome as a grown up, but also is more
But
distinguished
there,
looking as a grown up.
right?
Yes.
He's not wearing
He doesn't look like a 20-year-old model bathing suit.
bathing,
model. Right.
banana hammocks. To,
Right.
You know, he looks like a
Yeah.
like he grows up.
Like he probably has 1 to 3 sweater vests on,
Right. Right.
on
And I'm sure
layaway in his
he has the
closet.
same thing where his kids are like, "Dad, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then but
Yeah.
he looks good. I mean, I
He's like
think that
relatably, he's like very handsome, but relatably daddish and
Right.
Yeah.
right.
So
So
I guess it depends who you're selling houses to.
Yeah, because we have some clients that if I wore a nightgown, they'd be they might be like, "Cool, let's go look at houses."
Yes, it depends who
Yeah.
you're dealing with.
It really depends on who you're dealing with.
Yeah. I do think I am aware that it matters a little bit. I don't obsess about it.
Right.
No.
Well, it is LA, so
Yeah. I do think more important than the way you look is your branding and how you package yourself. Like we made a big deal of redoing our logo, which I thought was really important.
Do we even have it anywhere here?
I don't know, but
I
it's
don't even
everywhere.
have
It'll be
it.
on the front of the show. It's
Oh, yeah. It's on
the
the front
palm
of the
tree.
show.
We came
And
up
now
with.
there's
We thought we needed
other-
something that reflected how fun we were.
How many other companies now have palm trees in there?
A few,
Load?
but
Yeah.
like we like ours because of the color. It's very specific. It would be hard to emulate, and I feel more confident. I do feel more confident having like a nice. I don't think our old brand reflected like how. I don't think it was reflective of our personalities in the same good way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree. And it's Southern California, so woohoo.
yeah, woohoo.
Right, Daisy?
Well,
Woohoo.
I'm ready for lunch.